All right, we're making a vow.
Yep.
We will not bring up any Star Wars references in this review.
Good. I thought you were talking about Arnold. I was like, is he in Star Wars? Wow. Jabba the Hutt really was a powerful character for him. Nah, glad
He's
with that.
C-3PO. You wouldn't believe it. He's squeezed into that tight little...
Oh, he did. And every day he's squeezed out like a bit of toothpaste. Oh, he's so good.
Absolutely. I know he's Austrian, but you wouldn't believe he does the, oh my, I wouldn't have thought.
This is great as acting role, really.
Oh, yes.
Crazy. He was
chameleon.
Also, he was 17 in the role.
And he's not even in a suit. He's just spray painted gold.
My name's Oscar.
My name is Carl, and this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This. You know what we do, Carl? Chat about the film. Let me just try and figure out who would watch this. That's the goal of this podcast.
Wow, it's such a small goal,
Yeah.
yet we can never do it.
Never do it. Never do it.
it.
Constantly, we watch the film, we record, and I go, fuck the premise of this podcast. Simply won't do it.
I get bored by the end of us
Yeah.
talking. I go, it's time for a sleep.
If you're a listener and you get bored of us, email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com and just tell us what part really irked you. Huh? How about that? Want some irk emails? Send us through. Carl, we're chatting about Jingle All The Way.
We are talking about Jingle All The Way, which currently has a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 5.7 on IMDb, and a 2.8 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the
A
plot?
father vows to get his son a Turbo Man action figure for Christmas. However, every store is sold out, and he must travel all over the town and compete with everyone else in order to find one. Everyone being Sinbad, primarily.
Only Sinbad.
Only Sinbad.
Just Sinbad.
Just Sinbad.
This is where's this set?
I believe Macau.
Sinbad is Macau, population 1. Sinbad.
Carl, before we get our Turbo Mans in a twist, should we get back in time and see what we thought about last
We're
week?
gonna go back in time before that gag.
No, I'm going to stand by it.
Sure. Sure, the bar's low today, isn't it? Let's go back in time, but before we'd seen the film and try to predict who we thought would watch it.
Jingle all the goddamn way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one Schwarzenegger sleigh.
Oh my god, you nailed that.
I know.
All
I
right.
know.
Finished, done, cut, done.
All right, have you seen it?
No, I've heard it's bad. Is it bad, Carl? Have you seen it?
I've seen it, I think twice. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No. I like the concept.
Too Christmassy for you? You a bit of a
Sorry,
Grinch?
I love a Christmas film.
You seem
Love
like-
it.
you
I love the
seem
vibe
Grinchy.
of this because I'm green today.
Yeah, you dressed up as a Grinch outfit. That's why you look kind of Grinchy, okay? I think you've brought this on yourself.
I do love dressing up for an audio medium. I think it's not only a waste of my time, but yours as well.
Of course, I have to wait for you come here undressed and go, I need to get dressed, and then rifle through my costume drawer looking for a costume.
It is fun that we arrive and I'm like, give me 5 hours.
You got a team coming with makeup and wardrobe. It's great.
Oh, it's good.
And then we sit in a very warm room and get sweaty.
And I melt. The green trickles down me. What a picture I've painted for
You've
all the
stained the
listeners.
carpet with fur and green.
Oh, you're not getting your bond back. Every time I'm covered in a certain paint, I just wipe it on these white walls. Huh? Look at them go. Try to get that out of your popcorn ceiling.
Okay, well, it's actually asbestos. How about that?
Rent control. It's a bit of fun in Sydney.
Who do we think Jingle All The Way is for? You've seen it.
I've seen it. I don't know if it's for... I guess it's like for... It's a Christmas film. It's charming because it came out in... What year did this come out?
1996.
It's charming because it came out in the 90s. God, I don't... And it's charming because it's Schwarzenegger and he's trying. You know, where it's like a bear trying to climb a cliff and it can only get like a foot up and then it falls down. You're like, oh, a silly little bear.
Where are you? Phil?
Sorry?
Where do you see these bears?
What? Don't we not share the same backyard? Do we not back onto a Himalayan mountain with a bear?
Oh, I feel foolish.
Yes, you should. Haven't you been wondering where all of our picnic baskets have been going?
That fucking Yogi Bear cunt can go kill himself. I'm
Absolutely.
furious at that man.
It's true. We've got Boo Boo's head hanging up on the wall. We're keen to finish the collection.
Oh yeah, there's Carl's smeared body and then a boo-boo just slapped on the side.
These walls are a mess. We've also got Ranger Mike.
And would you believe the popcorn ceiling is the worst part of the decor?
Yeah, look, we'll be up there soon. We can't survive this asbestos, can we?
No.
No. Who do you think this is for? I'm going to say this is for people that like Kindergarten Cop. I assume this was greenlit off of the back end of Kindergarten Cop being
Is this
a
one
hit.
before or after? Which
I
one's...
assume this is after. I have no idea of the timeline of Schwarzenegger's I'm in doing family comedies career.
Yeah, he did like a good 5 and then was like, right.
He was like, me and Danny, we're twins. I'm having a baby. I'm a kindergarten teacher. That's a cop. I'm jingling all the way.
He did say that as a famous quote of his.
It's true. It's said in this film multiple times, except never. So,
Who do I think it's for? Oh, you know what? It's not for people who like posters. Jesus Christ, look at this. The whole bottom's just like...
it's terrible composition.
They've gone Arnold's big, Sinbad's drowning in a pool of, I guess, ghoulish figures who've been swiped.
It looks like they're just trying to get away from being faded into obscurity. It's kind of a haunting poster, actually.
Sinbad's like swimming in a sea of souls, it seems.
Yeah. Man, do you reckon poster creators were happy when Arnold Schwarzenegger became famous because there's so many letters in his last name? It takes up all the top row of a poster.
Yeah, they were like, God, I have to type up, like, I don't know, Judi Dent, Meryl Streep. Oh, thank God.
Judi Dent. Idiot. Her name's Dent.
No, I meant Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's mother. Bet you feel silly.
Johnny Depp's mother, Judi Dent.
Did I say Depp? All right, cut this bit. Fuck it.
All right, let's go have a little cheers. We got some espresso martinis flowing.
Yep.
To make this episode a little bit more enjoyable.
Oh, Carl, you know, I'm gonna throw a wrench in this podcast. Favorite film on the podcast so
far.
Off.
Fuck off. Fuck you and fuck off. You're not serious.
I am such a fan of this film.
Fuck this. No, you don't think that. Are you serious?
Love this. Only got praise.
I've closed that's how unhappy I am. I'm gonna stand up for this episode and talk loudly. Do you actually think this is the best episode? What? The best film on the podcast?
One of the strongest ones.
Better than Unhinged?
Yes. Was Unhinged a sticking point for you?
I don't know. It's the first one that came to mind.
You kind of go through the list. And go, wow. We've reviewed a lot of bad films.
We have.
Carl,
the
for
best.
The whole,
no, I don't.
No. Yes.
Fine. I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna seethe over here.
See, here's the problem. I was just going to shit on your points. I don't have any praise for the film. I haven't got like compliments or like critiques or non-critiques. I was just gonna poo-poo everything you said. That was my plan.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's terrible in the film.
He's great in the film. See?
Have you got
forth.
a point?
No, I got no points. All right, let's go through the film. Okay, opens on a great classic kids cartoon. We've got Turbo Man. He's the superhero. We've got the brain guy and the weird dog.
Booster
the dog.
Booster's the dog. This looks awful, and I don't know why a kid would be impressed by it. Having said that, I think this kid is me.
This stupid, dumb kid. Yes, that's me. Well, I feel like it's just a toy commercial. I feel like it has a cartoon, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it just looks awful.
No, I think they've nailed it. I feel like if you've seen 90s commercials,
Sorry.
that's it.
I grew up in the 90s.
I didn't. I'm a youth. Okay? You've aged.
You're a Gen... What's under a... I'm a millennial.
I'm a Gen Z.
Are you?
I technically, yeah. I think you're technically.
No, I think I'm 1 year out.
Gotcha. So I'm Gen. So I'm the youth's voice of this podcast.
Is that why you always wear a backward cap and never sit on a chair, right?
Of course. That's why I'm doing a cool ollie on my skateboard. The kids are gonna love that comment.
Why don't you do a...
Shut up! I'm filming a TikTok on Instagram live.
Why don't you do a... Nene? Is that still a thing?
Okay, Gramps.
Hang on.
Why don't you go end your life?
What about this? A Fortnite dance?
Oh, you're such a fucking... It's just pathetic.
I know what the youth's like. DC, League of Super Pets. They love it.
Start just listing off kids' films. Just like...
Stranger Things. The Crown? Oh, look. I don't know if this ad would have worked on me. Actually, no, it would.
Yeah.
It absolutely would. Anyway, Jack Lloyd really wants it. Arnold's working in an office. Every customer is a number one customer to him.
What, does he work at a mattress company? Have I just misremembered this?
No, he makes tables.
Really?
I don't know.
I feel like
I simply do not know what he does,
No.
other than it's business.
Yeah. We're in a bit of a Christmas mood at the moment. We just did Santa Claus 3. There's always a workaholic dad.
Why is Christmas so associated with divorce? Or the
Divorce?
verge of divorce? Families not coming together?
Yeah. And I will say this. I feel like we've moved past the magic of Christmas. It's just about toys. And this film's like, you know what? That toy seems pretty great.
Look, so I'll throw some compliments your way.
Yeah.
These are some things that I think work in this movie.
Yeah.
The comment on commercialism is fun.
Yeah.
The premise itself is also very fun.
Yeah.
And I also think the first half of the movie's fine in terms of we're getting there.
Yeah.
I think this is a ripe movie for a remake. Like a fun, clever remake. I think you could totally do... My dad always brings up the fact that once on Easter, I asked for a mango. Mm-hmm. And he had to go and drive around for ages trying to find a mango in supermarkets for me to wake up to on Easter morning.
What kind of kid were you?
Sorry?
Ask for chocolate.
I love chocolate and mangoes.
Guess you're an easy man to please.
It's true.
Your dad was like, I bought 5 mangoes. I'm good for the year.
Let them go moldy. So I do love the concept of a dad just trying to find one specific thing on Christmas Eve. I don't know if I enjoy the setup of like, oh, he's forgotten it completely. Rather than, I do love, I think Dad always commented on like the random sideline of the day before Christmas where I'm like, God, if I don't get this one thing, I'm going to fucking throw a tantrum tomorrow. And Dad being like, fuck.
Jake Lloyd is so like well prepared. The mum's so well prepared. Like, we've been asking this for months. And I was like, what? Shit.
A Turbo Man. I thought you'd want a Barbie. I do also... So there's the other thing that really works in this movie for me is a character called Ted.
Oh my God. Who's the actor that plays him?
So I don't know the actor, but I know that he is one of the main voice cast on The Simpsons. And he does like Troy McClure, Lionel Hutz.
Yes.
So you probably recognize the voice.
I love Ted in this movie.
Ted is incredible, and any comedic bit around him lands completely.
Completely lands. Oh my word.
Apart from that though, God, have I got criticisms. Oh, I'm filled to the brim with them.
I will agree with you here. The film pretty much starts with Arnold working a late shift at the mattress factory. We can't fact check that. We've watched the movie. It's done.
I'm not going
checking.
back.
I'm not checking.
I refuse to go back.
When I said this is the best film we've watched, I refuse to rewatch it. Now, I will say this. I'm on Arnold's side. I don't think he has to rush to a karate show.
I've written the same thing down.
Yeah. I don't give a shit, and neither should Arnold, and neither should the parents, and only Ted really gives a crap. This seems like a boring night. We don't have kids, but I don't think I would put my kid through this so I don't have to go
It's
through
a Friday. I'm coming back to Rosé. I'm not coming back to whatever this kid's given me.
What is this? Because I thought it was like a karate, like competition. It's just them showing off moves.
Yeah, did you not do karate growing up?
I did, and I will say this. I hated it because I did one lesson. I was very nervous as a child. Of course, I have a podcast. And
it's true, we do not show our faces.
Oh, of course, I'm terrified of the outside world.
Horrified of the outside world. I don't think I've ever been outside.
No. I started punching. I thought I was nailing it, and the sensei came up to me and went, "You have to use your voice, Oscar. You have to use your... Hiya!" And I was like, Mum, I never want to go back there again. They made me scream. They made me shout.
Sign me up to the ballet.
Yeah. I'm Billy Elliot, Mum. I don't want to do karate. I want to perform on Black Swan.
I do love that during the karate thing, the kid just keeps longingly looking at a door. And it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger muttering to himself like a madman going, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. What Arnold tries to pull in overtaking all these cars...
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Oh, you're not a fan of his
If I saw a man doing this on the road and they were zooming up next to me, I'd throw my car in front of them to stop them. I'd crash the vehicle and hope I died with it, just to make sure that person was late. How dare you try and overtake on the inner lane that isn't even a real lane? Fuck this person and fuck this driver. This is why I dislike this character the entire time for the movie.
See, that's funny, because this is why I love this character, because I always do this and always get away with it. And it's a great way to avoid traffic.
Really?
I do love that he rocks up to the karate lesson. And
Why bother going?
It couldn't be more
Why bother
deserted.
going?
It's pretty much like, it's been abandoned. There's a small, like, bunch of
There's
hobos.
chains on all the doors, and he's like, oh, God.
It's been 40 years. I've gone back in time, it would seem.
what? This is me going, he's an idiot. As soon
He's
as
like, it's 3 a.m. Are they still going? Like, no.
him bothering after getting it like mildly arrested to be like, I'll still go. Just head home. Head home. Buy a gift. That's the thing. If you're a bad father, at least just return with a gift. Just buy the kids love.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I did hope the message was that he gets the Turbo Man and then Jake's like, thanks, Dad.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
Don't pretend it's not that. It pretty much is.
It's not. It's such like. It's not like something you can tangibly buy, but it is kind of rooted in. I have money to do this.
Oh, it is. It's one of those things where it's like, forever the rich can buy love, is 100% the theme of this movie. Because spoilers, I'll jump around in the plot.
Yeah.
I don't care because the movie sucks.
Whoa. Carry on.
Basically it's like Sinbad's like, oh, my son's not gonna love me because I haven't got the money to get him the Turbo Man. So a kid has to be like, oh, here you go, and he's like, great, this is all solved. If he had just had money, he would have been fine in buying like his son's love. So it's just about the money.
Yeah.
I've never seen more of a film about money. This is the most money-hungry film since Jerry Maguire. That's I'll put that put it on the poster.
Oh, of course.
Who knows if it's a compliment? Huh?
Hey guys, you know that Jingle All The Way poster from 1996? We've got a little tagline you need to chuck on it. Yeah, make it snappy. What's that? This phone's been disconnected for 92 years. Great.
Carl from Who Will Watch This. A quote. A re-release is on the way. Hangs up.
This is not, and this is nitpicking. The credits are still going. Like we're 10 minutes in, and the overlay credits are still there.
Oh, they go the entire film.
The whole film.
By the end of the movie, I go, I'm very well versed on the cast and
wow,
crew.
I've learned a lot. The best boy, Jacob Snap.
Schnum way.
We're credit improv here. Jacob, best boy, was the best boy on the film.
I know. It took me a long time to realize that was a role and not just a compliment.
That was a really good guy on the cast and crew.
It's true. It made me think they were just complimenting whatever dog showed up on set.
And Fido was the best boy for this one.
And just a big smiley face. Many treats were given. So basically, Arnold goes and tries to win back over the love of his kid. This kid is spoiled.
Yeah.
His room's giant. Huge.
Every single
Bigger than this podcasting room.
Yeah.
And we're in a broom closet, strictly used for umbrellas.
It's so damp from the excess moisture that falls off the umbrellas. The mics are rusted over. We're moments away from being disconnected from the podcast.
This place is very dank. If I had to give a word, it's dank, dark, and delicious. Yeah, this kid's
so spoiled, but he also has like the room that a Warner Brother executive thinks all kids have. Is like just Batman, a bunch of like posters on the wall, just like, wow, this kid is a product to us.
Is this a Warner Brothers movie?
I don't know. I feel like there's a bunch of Batman.
Fox. I think I watched this on Disney Plus. Might be a Fox.
I watched it on Disney Plus too.
Yeah, it can't be. Mustn't be Warner Brothers.
He had the Wolverine poster spread above his bed.
Everybody loves Mr. Holmes with Ian McKellen from a few years after this film was released.
Could you imagine a kid having that poster? What a strange, like what you'd call like a therapist.
I'd call social, so I'd have the kid removed from me. I can't tell.
Hello? Yeah, a Mr. Holmes poster. No, I don't want to give a quote.
I can't take care of him. He's a lost soul. He's better in the foster system. I don't know. He's just a very big Ian McKellen fan, but not in the X-Men films. Just all the others. So basically, this is where the kid's just like, all right, I want that toy. And Arnold's like, sick, love it. He then goes to go to bed with his wife, and she's just like, ugh. Thank God he told you he loved that toy. Aren't we glad we organized getting that weeks ago?
Yeah.
And he's like...
It does have a fun zoom into his face.
It's a really good facial zoom.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out here.
Another compliment? Hit it.
I like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Right? I think Arnold is very good in reactionary comedies.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's fun in Twins from memory.
Mm-hmm.
and I think he can do a good bit. I don't know if he can sustain a full kids film when it comes to comedic dialogue.
I will say this. I think why I enjoyed the film quite a bit. I think the film is meant to be an actor who isn't like a huge bodybuilder, and it seems as
Totally.
though like, because constantly it seems like the character might be cowardly and he kind of gets upstaged by like other people, but they've cast Arnold, who's like a 6'8" monster.
Oh my god. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't have time for my family, and I'm like, then when do you go to the gym? Because you're so ripped.
And there's a lot of like improv where they're like, God, they're not insults like, you're looking great, Arnold. Like, Ted's like, you've been to the gym much? He's like, I have. I could kill you with my brain. It's that, like, I'm that strong in my muscles, I don't need it. I can just squash you with my biceps. And that's my favorite part of the whole film, is that he shouldn't be cast in this film.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's just lumbering through, like, the whole... Even his dialogue's quite strange.
It should be like a Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Type of
cowardly man.
It would. I think this movie would be better if it did not have Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad in it.
Gotcha. You kind of want one or the other. I feel like Ted's my favorite part.
Ted's my favorite part. I think if this was like, I don't know, who was like I would have just got an up and coming comedian. Maybe Sinbad was an up and coming comedian at the time.
I think he was. Yeah.
But he's like running away too much with scenes. He's just like, I'm gonna rattle off words and you better enjoy them. And I'm like, I'm not.
How dare you? The man.
Why'd you like Sinbad in
I
this
don't
film?
like Sinbad.
No, go on. Compliment Sinbad.
I'll
If this is the best film we've ever seen.
I mean, it's the best Sinbad film I've seen, except for the Brad Pitt one.
That's a great Sinbad film.
That is a great
Legend of the Seven Seas.
Oh my god.
Should
Chuck
we
it
review
on.
that? Put it
No,
on.
it'd be perfect. Anyway, I will say Sinbad is going off like quite insane. Like you are right. He is given like a lot of free reign. However, for some of the creative choices that the film has written into the film, he kind of needs to be an insane man.
Yeah. But I think like if this movie was dialed back a notch, it would be more fun. Like,
I don't know. Parts of the bits I'm enjoying are the bits that are insane.
Oh, really? A bomb going off in a man's
Oh,
hands?
you've spoiled it. Okay. I love this. I thought genuinely when he was like, I've got a bomb in the packet. Okay. We're skipping ahead, but fuck it.
I don't care. We're getting close to Christmas. Let's just be frantic.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know what? The plot's out of the film. I'm going to go through my notes at random.
The credits suck.
I hated the best boy.
No. We'll get to the bomb bit. You settle, pedal.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, the main thing is now we're into the main part of the film.
He's got to go out. He's venturing out on Christmas Eve to get this toy that
Yes.
is the most sought after toy of the year.
Yes.
He goes to a toy store. We have the best cameo of the film. Chris Parnell is there.
Love it.
Love him.
They openly, it's again a great film. They openly laugh. Like I was like, "Do you have a Turbo Man?" And they laugh at his face, like openly laugh, just like, "You idiots! You stupid cunt!" And I don't know if you know this. I used to work at like Target, and I would work the Christmas rush.
Yeah.
And there was a toy, I think 2 years in a row, called a Hatchimal.
Yeah.
You ever heard of a Hatchimal?
No.
Biggest toy. So essentially, it's a big egg, and you put it in water, and it hatches.
Oh, that's fun. I'd like
for
that.
$100 fucking. For 2 months, we had sold out.
Yeah.
And this is me, 15 years old, with no real power, and seeing the desperation of parents coming up to me going, "Have you got any Hatchimals?" And I'll be honest, I did take a bit of pleasure in going, "No, we don't."
Oh, I'm absolutely right there with you. As being somebody that used to work at Aldi, Aldi gets in Aldi's like, we've got Xboxes for a couple of $100, and you're like, love it. And then Aldi's just like, 3 a store, and then you've got like. This would be me every time I had to open on a morning the specials came out. The first 3 people would be like, "Can I have an Xbox?" And I'd go, "Here you go, here you go, here you go." And the 4th person's like, "An Xbox, please." And I would be like, "No."
It makes you feel powerful.
Oh, except for when it's a kid that's like, "I saved up all my pocket money and I'm very excited to ask you for an Xbox, please." And I would go, "We've got electric toothbrushes, $4.99 a pop. What a savings for you!"
It's a quadruple pack. The worst one that happened to me though was an angry man was after a Hatchimal, and I was pretty chuffed because we didn't have any. So I thought, well, great. I'm like, well, I'll go to the back to check on some. And if you've ever
The
gone
back
to
is a safe haven.
back is
It's a safe haven of escape.
I stand and just kind of breathe in, breathe out.
Check my phone.
Check my phone.
What's happening on Twitter for a minute?
Exactly. I then go back out. He's actually just seen me go to the back and just stand stationary and then walk back in. And he's like, you didn't check, did you? And I pretty much went, no. And he went, do you want to go check again? I went, yep. And then walked back to the back, pretended to look a bit more better, came back and said, we don't have any. He'd already left.
Yeah.
So really he won, but I had won because I had a Hatchimal.
Yeah. Like, I'll go out the back and check if I do genuinely believe it might be there.
Yeah.
But there's just some items where I know the customer's not going to stop bothering me until I go and check. And I know that item's gone because likely I've already checked a handful of times before.
Yeah.
You go back, it's just like, I can't do anything. A lot of the times at Aldi too, everything arrives on giant fucking pallets that are wrapped in Glad Wrap. And they're like, oh, you're out of this one item. And I would go and it would be at the bottom of this tightly packed Glad Wrap A pallet. And it's just like, I'm not opening that. I'm not going to go down there and unhinge the entire pallet so you can make sure that you got
Propped
spaghetti.
up on this lawnmower blade. I'm simply not. That's an L on you.
This is a final destination waiting to happen. So I will not get that item for you.
So when I say I relate to these characters in the film, I'm absolutely having a ball.
Oh, absolutely. I love all the customers laughing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get people at Aldi that live and breathe Aldi as a customer. So they know the ins and outs of only a handful of the specials arrive.
Yeah.
Because they're always conferring with staff.
Yeah.
That's why when this, like, all the customers join in laughing, I was like, very good.
Yeah, they've nailed that. They really have.
Very good. I think it would have been more fun in this film if it wasn't Sinbad versus Arnold, but they worked together until like a midway point.
Yeah.
And then they turned on one another.
Well, they constantly turn on each other.
No, it's very repetitive.
Come back to each other and go, truce, okay. And then they just sniff a Turbo Man. They're like, I will murder you with a knife if you even look over there.
The repetitive nature of the movie is what annoys me in the second half of the film.
Yeah, fair
The second
enough.
half of the film just feels like the first half again in terms of all of the antics and the over-the-top sort of action comedy-esque situations.
Do we get into how we talked about Ted? Have we actually...
Yeah, let's dive into Ted.
Yeah. Great character. One, he's the neighbor next door. Like, the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
He's got a tubby kid. I think that's fine to say. I hope it is. But anyway, we learn that he is a divorcee, but I think Ted should get with Arnold's wife. He's trying to.
He'd be great with her.
But he has a Turbo Man. He's got it weeks before. He's a good father.
Yeah. I think it's in any other movie, the what's it called? The climax would be him getting the Turbo Man from the other. Like, it would turn into more of a feud with him and the neighbor.
Yeah.
The issue is he's got so many feuds, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger has a feud against a certain policeman. He has a feud against Ted, and he has a feud against Sinbad. It's too much. But anyway, so Ted is like all of like the divorcees want him. All the wives that are married want him to be like what their husband are, and he's only got his sights set on Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife.
He's cucking in the whole film.
It's quite funny.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Constantly Arnold's like, what are you doing, Ted? And Ted's like, I'm just chilling with your wife. You go keep up with that little Turbo Man. I'll go chat with your wife.
I think they should get together. I think they'd be a lovely couple.
I think they're really fun.
I really liked when the two kids, Jake Lloyd and
Tubby Kid.
What's the guy's name again? Ted's son. Are like, you always be Turbo Man. I want to be Turbo Man. And I was just like, you're a booster. I'm so sorry, Ted's son, but you are a booster.
He screams booster, doesn't he?
He screams booster energy. Jake Lloyd is and always will be Turbo Man at playtime. I'm so sorry, but that's the truth.
He was Darth Vader.
We said we wouldn't do this.
I'm glad.
We said we wouldn't make references to what he was in.
Yeah.
And what have you done?
Weren't we talking about...
What have you done?
Oh, what was the other film he was in? Was he just in these two?
Yeah, I don't know. So one of the bits I do like is after a few unsuccessful attempts, Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to like an underground mall Santa factory.
Yeah, I do like this a lot.
Great concept. Very funny idea. The fact that it breaks out into like a karate fight sequence, don't love.
Wow. Okay. I love that they must have... give the casting director an applause because essentially again it shouldn't be Arnold cast in this character because they're pretty much there's like Santa's like, hey, get him boys, and then a very big Santa comes out, but because Arnold's I think
So
6'8",
so big.
this man must be 9 foot.
Oh, this must be Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Has like wandered into the film just to belittle Arnold.
Oh my god! But I do love it though. The cops pretty much come busting a bunch of Santas. They're like, "You guys have been smuggling toys the whole time," and Arnold's like, "Quick, shit, fuck." He then finds like a badge.
His improv of as a character, just like, I've been deeply undercover.
I bought it.
Imagine if you were a cop and you were like, fair. What are you basing that on? Like, in terms of what Arnold's doing, you'd be like, I'm seeing right through this.
Also,
why would we spend the money on you? You're not even dressed as a Santa.
That was my thing. It seemed like he should have been a Santa, regardless. He was just dressed as a man.
Yeah.
But also they're very, very
The cops
biased.
are incompetent in this film.
Yeah.
This is a scathing review, a scathing social commentary on police in America, apparently.
But not in a good way. Not like aren't they abusive? They're buffoons.
Oh,
This is
they're
a police
buffoons.
academy of...
Oh, this is major Police Academy vibes. One of them should have just been doing noises.
I've not seen the film, so I can't pick on the nuances.
One of them does that.
That's a good joke.
I'm sure our demo age breakdown of who listens to this podcast love some of the police.
I feel like Police Academy gets like such referenced, but like kind of buffoons in the 2000s. Is it a silly movie?
Yeah, it's like a spoof-ish
Gotcha.
sort of like, what if idiots tried to get through Police Academy?
Classic.
And then they were like, 11, make 11.
I do like the kid because we learn now that Ted is divorced.
Yeah.
And then Ted's son is like to Jake, hey, your parents get divorced. My dad loves me now.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't care before, but
No,
now he's great.
Now he's great.
Yeah. I think that's a fun thing to say. Just like, oh my god, maybe your parents should get a divorce.
It's great. I get 2 Christmases.
Yeah.
My dad now loves me and tries to put in an effort. Good for me, huh?
Now my stepdad also wants my love as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's fighting over
Everyone's
me.
fighting over Tubby Magoo.
Where does Ted get a reindeer from? Where do
I
you believe
don't
this
know.
is a real reindeer?
I don't know. The thing is like, oh, he's gotten a reindeer. Is this impressive?
Yeah.
I don't think this is a good thing. Has he rented a reindeer?
I think he's bought it to own.
God.
I do enjoy the fact that they've also just named the reindeer Ted. Because when Jake Lloyd's on the phone, he's just like, oh yeah, Mom's out there patting Ted.
Arnold's furious.
He's not happy. He's like, get away from my biscuits.
Yeah.
Don't you touch my
He
biscuits.
does say that line.
Yeah. So basically, him and
Sinbad.
call a truce. They're listening to the radio.
Yes.
Apparently, if you can name all of the reindeer of Santa,
Yeah.
you get a Turbo Man.
Yeah.
Is that too easy? Can you do it?
Dancer, Prancer, Dixon, Comet, Rudolph. I don't think I could.
Blitzen?
Yeah, Blitzen's 1. We're at 6 now.
Dancer, Prancer, Blitzen, Comet, Rudolph.
Also, I'll say this right now: Dancer and Prancer is a weak name.
Oh,
I think they
know.
really gave up during that.
I think Blitzen's the worst. That's just you've just thrown some out there. That's just you being like, I would like a vowel and a consonant. Who are we forgetting? Let me double check. There's 12 reindeer?
Fuck off.
No, so Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, variously spelled Dunder or Donder, and Blitzen, variously spelled Blixen or Blixen.
I mean, here's the thing: that we mocked the radio show.
It's
but
hard.
We didn't know.
Who
we didn't
knew?
know. I do love this. Before they're actually at the thing, Sinbad's constantly like, I didn't get a toy as a kid, and look, I'm a mailman. My friend got a toy, and now he's a billionaire.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is just like pretty much like proving that like, hey, if you have money, you're gonna do well in
You're
life.
gonna do great. I love it because you see Jake Lloyd become Sinbad
Yeah.
and just drink a bottle of like Jack Daniels in front of him.
Yeah, so they both run to the radio radio studio because they're like, well, fuck the phone numbers, we'll just go there and beat. So they go there, they cause a muck, they shake the man. What happens, Carl?
Sinbad decides to take out a package and claim it's a bomb. Kind of a dark gag. He's like, I kept this in case a bomb would come up. And a situation where I would need a bomb to get out of has displayed itself, so I'm going to use said package. It's not a bomb.
No.
But because the police are already called, so many police come to this radio station. A ridiculous amount.
Was a bomb threat.
Well, yeah. There's about 30 police on Sinbad and 1 on Arnold. Topical.
This film is a commentary.
Wow.
I will say this.
We haven't changed in 25 years, have we? Huh?
I think wink to the
Topical.
camera. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey?
Hey. Now,
You should feel bad, America.
yeah, Sinbad's really like laying down the law, huh? Now, I didn't see this coming. I don't know whether this is because I'm stupid, probably, or because it's an insane gag. Essentially, Sinbad does the classic. Arnold's like, that's not a bomb, throws it away. Arnold then runs away. Sinbad is now with guns like at his face. He holds up a bomb, like another package. Like, this is also a bomb. Places it on the police chief's hands.
They all run. The Sinbad and Arnold escape,
Yeah.
which makes me think they should be intensely arrested later in the film.
Oh yeah. When Jake Lloyd gives him the Turbo Man at the end, even though he's got a Turbo Man, he's going away for life. A bomb threat. Do you want to look up a bomb threat? Let's look up that, and then I'll become.
That then ended up being an actual bomb, which means to those police he purposely planted a bomb, because he can't explain that he didn't think it was actually going to be a bomb.
Wait, what's the? I'm just googling. How long do you go to prison? Do you go to prison for being a terrorist? What's terrorism, huh? Is that a crime?
Yeah.
What?
A little bit of domestic terrorism. Maybe we should falsely report it and see what happens.
14 minimum years. You know, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Sinbad's
But the thing is, it ended up being a bomb.
Yeah.
So it should be for life.
No, that's 14 years minimum jail time for most dangerous terrorist offenders.
Yeah, but he almost killed a man.
I'm saying 14 minimum years jail term for most dangerous terrorist offenders.
I'm just saying it should be longer. But
look,
for Sinbad
I'm
specifically,
Okay.
for his style of comedy. For his style of comedy.
Oh, wow. You've not learned anything in 25 years. Things have not changed for you. For me, I have. I've learned. I've grown. Huh? I'm with America. I've grown. This is a stupid episode.
Alright. So they all escape.
Sinbad does seem to kill a man.
I was shocked when the bomb went off. And I was like, oh my god. But they went back and it was like a Looney Tunes-esque bomb where everyone's just smoking.
I feel like they like crowd chest tested it and was like, "You're really gonna kill a man?" They're like, "Well, we've only got one more reel of film. Do you want us to do a Looney Tune-esque bit?" They're like, "I guess."
The policeman comes back with just like hurty hands. And they're just like, that's what happens when a bomb goes off. You get hurty hands. The car has now been torn apart. So Arnold's now lost his vehicle after it's run out of petrol. Yeah. He's not having a great day. How long is today going for? Because this is like 12 hours, in my opinion.
And like, I don't know, if you're listening to this while shopping, tell us. I feel like going from one shop to another takes maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. He's gone up and down town.
Yeah.
He's gotten himself into hijinks after. I reckon surely a hijinks is 2.5 hours.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying to time a hijinks, minimum 3, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say. And he's had 3 hijinks so far.
Is it Christmas Eve as well?
Yeah, it is.
But
the roads would be busy.
So he's left. So it was it last night. So on the 23rd of December, his wife's gone, "Did you get the Action Man figure?" And then in the morning, he immediately goes out.
Yeah.
So is it overnight?
No, he goes out in the morning because they're like, "Oh, you're not going to join us for breakfast?" And he's like, "I'm going to go to the office." And he's like, "Winky, I'm just going to go grab the Turbo Man I put aside."
Yes.
And she's like, "Great, make sure that you come to that parade." And Jake, I do like this idea that he's like, "What parade?" And they're like, "The parade we go to every single year." And Jake Lloyd's just like, "But you've never made it before." And it's just like, oh man, you're a bad dad.
Bad dad, Christmas Eve. But here's
Who's
the thing.
buying a mattress Christmas Eve?
Should we, as to spite them? I feel like those mattress sellers are too smug on their Christmas Eve day off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there and buy 5.
I know. Anyway, so Arnold just comes home.
Comes home, defeated.
He sees Ted.
Yeah. Seething, because Ted is in his house, cucking his wife by putting the star on top of this tree.
Yeah.
That's his job.
That's his job.
That's his job.
He should not be there.
No.
So he goes, I'm going to go steal your Turbo Man.
Yeah.
That's nestled under the tree. Again, Arnold Schwarzenegger gets into a fight with a reindeer and fire and flames. You thought this was entertaining, I assume?
I did, because I've never seen a film really commit to Arnold. Again, miscasted the film, but works well, because in any other film, it'd be like, well, the reindeer's going to win. But the reindeers come up against Arnold Schwarzenegger, so they I was like, I'm going to kill you, and punches the reindeer out.
It's such a sucker punch. It's so violent.
The reindeer goes docile, like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm convinced he killed it. That's a king hit, in my opinion. I'm surprised we don't get a shot of the reindeer
Arnold
with its...
coward punches a reindeer.
I'm surprised we don't get the reindeer with its brain leaking out of its ears and a kid just going... This is where we hit the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
This is where Liz is just like, Ted, take me and my son to the parade. Arnold Schwarzenegger, stay at home. We don't care if we spend Christmas with you.
I do love 90s romances, because pretty much, I think in every single one of them, regardless of Arnold's flaws or any protagonist's flaws with the person he wants to get with, if they can pull off one bold, big romantic gesture, they're good for life.
Oh, they're great.
They're great for life until there's a sequel. If there's no sequel, they're good for life. If Arnold can pull, he's got either you fail or you become my husband again. I love that. If only life was that simple, huh?
I know. God, I can't wait till I have to become Turbo Man to win back the person that I love.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, it will
apparently.
happen. It will happen.
Yeah, I'm a workaholic, huh? I love a podcast.
You're constantly working. We're recording this on Christmas Eve.
I work for a living. Yeah. Believe it or not, this was recorded last Christmas Eve. That's how ahead of the game we are and committed to the
We're
podcast.
such workaholics that we're 9 years ahead. Yeah.
Huh? We started recording this pre-Avatar 1.
We pretty much also leave little gaps in between the podcasts. We can just insert, topical jokes. Like...
Elon Musk has taken over Twitter.
Like that. It's topical stuff like that rounds around the internet.
You never notice. Such as...
Or current events.
You sure said it, Oscar.
Oh, thank you.
See? It's seamless.
Seamless. That's
Great
the thing.
editing on our part.
Oh, thank you.
Do you reckon that bit's gonna land? Cue some oohs and ahs.
We keep asking each other to do oohs and ahs and do sound effects. And I'll tell you right now, the second I'm listening and I'm not bothered to edit, I hear one of us go, add a little fun sound effect. I get angry.
Oh, absolutely. It really depends whether I do it on the day on how depressed I am.
Constantly, I'm like, just cut the whole bit that we even start on.
No.
Wow, the episode's 14 minutes.
Oh, imagine, it's weird, because sometimes I'm like, am I being bullied by myself in the past via an audio medium? Anyway, so...
We're at the parade.
Yeah.
He didn't steal the toy, he got caught.
Yeah.
And now he's like, well, fuck. I better just go to the parade to
I
say
think the
sorry.
parade's shit. I wouldn't go.
What the
It
fuck?
looks awful.
They've got Sonic, Gumpy, a crayon, a Cabbage Patch doll, and Cat in the Hat. They hold on Cat in the Hat for so long.
They spent a lot of money on that one.
I thought it was going to be a plot point. I'm like, I wrote down Cat in the Hat, question mark.
It'd be hilarious if he wasn't put into a Turbo Man costume at the end, but a Cat in the Hat one. And the
Jake, I knew you wanted green eggs and ham, so I got you that.
It's like the end of that Simpsons episode where they don't get him the right game, but the golfing one.
Yeah.
you love it, Cat in the Hat, right? Your dad's Cat in the Hat. I'm mischievous.
Let's go home and make a muck. I'm going to clean it up.
Where's the duck amok? This is where I'm like, I'm not into it.
You're not into this?
This is a long-winded scene of a jetpack working, flying around the city.
I'm gonna pivot this. I feel like you've watched this the morning of us recording this.
I was so tired. I got up at 6 a.m. to watch this film.
I watched this at my leisure. I was having a blast. I was having loads of fun. Arnold is then put into a Turbo Man suit.
I think.
Oh no!
I think for me the issue is this movie is like, it could either be more realistic and have a proper commentary that I'm sure would be quite funny in terms of the commercialism of this guy going to great lengths of getting a toy, right? Or it could be intensely ludicrous of like a guy like on the verge of having to...
A bomb goes off and a Looney Tunes excess explosion.
That's not as...
This is pretty much About Time, but starring Arnold Schwarzenegger at Christmas. This is what this film is. It's buffoonish and I love it.
About Time?
No, not About Time. What's the New York one? Martin Scorsese. Where he's running around New York to fuck.
Oh my god, the Almost Midnight or something like that? What is About... What is it? What's it called? Huh? Write in and tell us. We'll know 4 months late and we'll go, the reader was correct.
After Hours.
That's it, After Hours. Don't compare... Do you think this movie is on par with After Hours?
Dare I say, Martin Scorsese could never. You know, he can make After Hours...
If this was by my boy Scorsese, then this would land. It'd all
Here's
land.
the thing, if he made it, it'd be exactly the same, because it's that good.
That's what I say to you. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this bit that you pretend that you like it so much.
I genuinely...
No,
I've given it a good review. I might bring this into my Christmas routine. I think it's a great Christmas movie.
I dare you to watch this again.
I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd.
I dare you to watch this
Did I say
again.
that? I gave it a good...
dare you to watch
I'll
this
watch it
again.
every Christmas.
I'm going to hold you accountable.
Do it.
We need to start holding people accountable. Huh? Topical.
And this is the first step.
This is the first step.
This is top of the list.
I don't like when people act buffoonish with their ideas of how much they enjoy a film, huh? This is not... You know what is the best film we've ever watched? And when I say ever, I mean in film, in general. Unfriended the Dark Web. That's a film. That's tension. That's excitement. That's acting.
Do you remember how angry it was? Not acting. It's on Skype. This is a way better.
You mean a movie built on aesthetics? Huh? Movies built with choices and actions and words. A film that dives into us as young people and how we perceive the internet and our actions as youth. And you're going to compare it to this?
Arnold gets a
movie
jetpack.
Where reindeer fart?
No, that was the other one.
Oh, was it? Reindeer fart a lot in these movies.
They do. I don't know why that's the go-to gag.
They're lactose.
Because it lands. They do just skull milk.
Oh my god.
And eat cookies. The reindeer must be like quite tubby.
The carrots for Santa. The milk and cookies is for the reindeer.
Okay, so we're at the parade. The cops have a float, and one of the cops is doing trampoline flips.
It should have been sexy cops. I think it would have been funny if it was the exact same cops, but sexy.
That bombed up one, just like, yeah, bombed, but
covered in smoke, and they're just like, I'm smoking hot.
Now, here's the fun bit. I feel like, oh, what a great film. It set up do you remember the advertisement from the start?
Oh, how could I forget? Because I hated it.
They redo it in real time. Sinbad is the villain. Arnold's is the hero. Jake is a boy. Who's the little Booster?
As
a man.
As a fan of Booster, it was annoying seeing him cucked from the climax.
I absolutely love this because I feel like in this universe, not only is Booster hated, but once he gets kicked off the float, it seems like a bunch of teens go and just rip his body to shreds. I think they eat him. I think they go to eat the lion.
Booster is the Jar Jar of this franchise.
Hey, we're not mentioning that.
I don't recall ever saying that.
Me neither. Anyway, they ripped Booster to shreds and eat him by the bone.
Yeah, I'm considered he is
Again,
dead.
great film. I'm loving it.
Skinned alive he is.
Anyway, Sinbad runs around.
It's so long. Don't pretend this is 30 minutes.
It is long. I will say this.
This is padding. This is blatant padding.
So Sinbad chases Jake, whatever. Arnold is using his jetpack. He flies around. What is this effect called? Because I feel like this is 90s. We have like CGI. But they've done They put like Arnold on the floor of a green screen and then like got a helicopter and just filmed scenes around the the city and then put him flying around it. It looks quite strange. I quite like it, but it feels dated for the 90s.
Is this not real?
Sorry, that's why I like it. It's real.
Yeah, I think this is like old fashioned. They used to do it. They hung him from a helicopter. They made him very stiff and wooden. And, they just kind of threw him around a little.
Yeah.
It looked great.
Anyway, Arnold flies around like a buffoon.
He looks silly.
Yeah. But then he lands. But then Sinbad and Jake end up holding onto a pole. I don't know, but it's so good that I don't care. Anyway, Arnold saves Jake. Sinbad falls from about 900 meters, I would say.
It's really exhausted me.
It is weird though, because he does get arrested by the end, and the cops are like, "You're going away for thousands of years. You've blown up you've caused a domestic terrorism.
You almost killed this kid over a doll."
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a great reveal?
We never see his kid as well.
Yeah, wouldn't it be crazy if Tony didn't have a kid?
Yeah, I don't think he has a kid.
Yeah, I think he was just bored that day. Just saw Arnold Schwarzenegger and was like, "What if I was a bit of a pest to him today? Huh? On Christmas Eve?"
Do you ever do that? Just follow people around and just like become their like nemesis for the day?
Cool. How do you reckon this podcast started?
Hey, want to start a podcast? Torture. Yep. Yeah, I would love that.
The big reveal happens. They find out that Turbo Man is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
It rocks them all.
Yeah.
They go, "Oh, you do love us." And it's like, well, he doesn't. He hasn't learned anything. He just sort of fell into this.
He literally fell into this. And that is probably...
He hasn't actually done an action of good.
No.
It's just happened at random.
Yeah. That's why I think it's a great film. Because essentially it goes, listen, it doesn't really matter how much money you have. Except it does. Because if you have a lot of money, things just kind of sort themselves out.
Yeah.
And that's a good lesson to teach kids.
It is. Now we know. It's also funny too because the kid's like, "Here, Sinbad, you have the doll.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me because my dad is now Turbo Man."
Yeah.
But I think it would have been funny if he was just like, "No, my dad would have bought it for me earlier anyway."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Oh god, I gotta get another. I don't know what the ending of this is, where the crowd hoists Arnold Schwarzenegger up onto their shoulders, and then it freeze frames on him being taken away.
Well, they're just eating Booster. They're like, ooh, dessert.
Another. They just Wicker Man him into the big burning Turbo Man. You go.
The parade's going towards a burning man, just like we burn the big Turbo Man, a bunch of dolls.
Oscar, who would watch? It's not called Turbo Man. What's it called? Jingle All The Way.
Why is it called Jingle All The Way? Is this a good title? Because it should be called like...
It's a generic title they've just fucking shoved on top of it, I reckon.
Yeah.
I bet it was probably called like Arnold and the Juggernauts or something like that. And they were like, make it more Christmassy. Arnold and the Elvenauts, and they're like, just make it called Jingle All The Way. It was probably just like a word process. They would just like took out buzzwords.
Yeah.
Jingle and way. What can we do with that?
Some guy got paid like $2.6 million. I was like, how about add an all?
Oh, one of his jobs is to sit in a blank room and just come up with titles to films they don't know what to call. So you got Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Jingle All The Way. Is it a Christmas film? I don't care. It's called Jingle All The Way.
Make it a Christmas film.
Danny DeVito and Arnold. They're twins.
Twins.
Okay, it was about that. Oh, sure. Okay, we'll rewrite the film.
They were going to be pregnant, Junior. I got a lot of them, huh? We got one with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he's going to be a cop. Kindergarten cop. Done.
That or Terminator 2.
Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. What do you mean? He's pregnant in it. High concept. James Cameron will love it.
Carl, we were avoiding it because, I mean, we already know who would watch this. Me every Christmas.
I think it's for... No. Don't do a gag. Don't pretend.
I genuinely...
Don't pretend this is as good as Unfriended the Dark Web. A modern masterpiece in my eyes. I will watch Unfriended the Dark Web in a heartbeat right now.
Did you watch it this Halloween, did you, though? No, you did not.
I didn't have time. I was doing this podcast.
Oh,
I
really?
would have if I could. I would be... Genuinely, if you said we're going to watch it right now, I'd be down.
Okay, let's do it.
Do it. Fuck it. Happy to.
Call your bluff.
I'm happy to do it.
Let's wrap this up and watch it now.
Sorry. Absolutely happy to. Let me find out what it's on. Huh? Because I would love to spend my time with Mateus, Anya, Nari, Damon, AJ, Lex. Huh? How good was Lex in the film?
All right. No, genuinely,
Kelly?
I had a lot of fun with this one. I think Arnold is keeping it through the whole time. I enjoyed myself. I think you really got the raw end of the deal when you saw this at 6 a.m. in November.
Maybe. Maybe. I have no Christmas cheer right now.
I do get why it's so dreadfully reviewed.
I think
it has, but it's stayed around for 25 years, I think, for a reason.
it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
I think this movie is for people that have already watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I can understand maybe enjoying it a bit more as a kid. I think it's ripe for a remake.
Yeah.
And I think it's the only Christmas movie I've seen that tackles commercialism. And I think that's kind of fun.
In a subtle way, though, isn't it? It's not like... Because really, he wins because he's wealthy and because he's a workaholic.
Yeah.
And that's why I like. It teaches kids at a
Oh,
young
there's
age.
no lesson for anyone.
No. Ted's wife leaves him because he was, I guess, poor. That's why.
He's got a full house for himself, doesn't he? Huh? That kid can't be there all the time.
Yeah. What?
Well, I mean, it's divorced, right? I'm sure he shares the kid.
Oh, yeah, true.
Unless the mum's dead. Wouldn't it be wild if it turned out the mum was dead?
I did kind of think that, though.
Yeah. Maybe he killed her.
Yeah. Ada.
Maybe he's killing women on the street and absorbing their income.
Imagine that, like, as a subplot. Just like, this is also a murder happening, but we'll follow this Jingle All The Way shit.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy this, and I'm not happy at you. That's where we're at.
Carl, what was your little palate cleanser? What have you been watching?
I'm going to go on a little cheeky tangent, right?
Hit me.
I watched Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, really?
Yes. Just because I wanted to see what was the go.
Yeah.
Huh? When
Did you think you were going to do this for the podcast? Did you ever go into that?
No.
No.
Because I had read this script years ago.
Yeah.
Well, not like years ago. I read the script basically before it was going to be made into a movie. It was fine. It's a fun script.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that the screenwriters' names weren't on it anymore outside of a story capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And so that intrigued me. And then all the drama happened. And I was like, interesting. And then it immediately was forgotten about. And I went, I bet that movie must just be fine. And I watched it, and it's pretty inoffensive.
Yeah.
If it's just like one of those things where you watch it and you're like, Harry's not that bad in it. He's not that great. If you didn't know it was a pop star, you would probably just be like, oh, that person could have been cast as someone else. But you wouldn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh's great in it. The directing's fine. The editing's fine. The actual aesthetic and music choices are a vibe. The whoever did like set design, everything like that, it's an awesome setting for a film. Like the effort's been put in to be like, give this movie a fighting chance.
Yeah.
The era and everything that it is really fun. An issue is the fact that when the twist happens, they've changed a little bit from the original script. I won't spoil it.
What is the general? I'm going off the trailer alone, and also just the backlash. She joins this weird culty town, and then turns out it's evil. Is that the kind of vibe?
Maybe I'll just tell you outside of the podcast. I don't want to spoil it. Should I just say spoiler warning?
I mean, you can skip to ahead. What?
Basically, look, I think a huge issue is the beginning is intriguing.
Yeah.
And it's fun enough. It gets really bogged down in the middle because it's such a repetitive, like, she's trying to uncover the mystery. And then once the twist is revealed, there's like 20 minutes before the movie ends. And it all ties up with a bunch of questions. It's very anticlimactic. Like, it feels like it ran out of money or something.
Yeah.
Whereas in the script, the twist happens halfway through, or I think it's about halfway through, and then the sort of like the goal of the movie changes. So, and it loses a lot of its drama and it loses a lot of its stakes. But Florence Pugh, Chris Pine are really good in it. Thought also Olivia Wilde was quite good in it. Nick Kroll was okay in it. Like, it's got a lot of good ingredients. If somebody was like, I loved it, I would be like, why? And if somebody was like, I hated it, I would be like, but why?
Yeah.
It's kind of just generic.
Gotcha.
So it feels like one of the a kind of a crappy episode of Black Mirror.
Gotcha.
That's where I would sort of put it. So yeah, Wouldn't recommend, but if I do genuinely think if you watch it on a plane, you might enjoy it.
Who would watch Don't Worry Darling? Well, if you're on a plane,
If you're on a plane, you might enjoy it. It's probably too long considering how much of the mystery's taken out. I also think you could pretty easily figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to decode what the twist is going to be. It also, I think, has no message. Like, I think the concepts, the feminism sort of concepts of the original script are completely taken away because a massive studio bought it. And they were like, let's not offend anyone. And they were like, cool. This is kind of about nothing. We don't really say anything about gender or anything.
We're taking a stance on
society.
Yeah.
As a place.
Not great, but not bad.
Yeah. Also, it does not make podcasters look great.
Oh, really?
And that's a concept I enjoyed in the film. I was like, finally, they're the villain.
Constantly we are. Like, constantly every time we're depicted on screen, they nail us.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Next week, we are doing...
for Christmas.
Yeah, cool.
We're doing Falling for Christmas, unless it is an indie darling. We'll find out.
If this ends up taking home Best Picture, boy, will there be egg on our face.
Egg on our face. Imagine that. I was like, oh my god, it's almost as good as Jingle All The Way. That's what I'll say. Thank you for listening.
Bye.